Hey all, it is Mickey with Free Roaming Photography, and we have an overcast and slash rainy day today. So I'm going to be going around and giving you some tips on how to photograph in overcast and or rainy conditions, and also just seeing what kind of birds and wildlife we can find along the way. So right away, I will say overcast is my favorite kind of light to shoot in because it really highlights all the features of an animal or a bird or something like that, and most people think the opposite. But what happens is that you get a very soft indirect light that's basically evenly distributed, so the features of the bird or the animal, all the little details, they pop out a lot more, especially when you don't have sunlight hitting a certain area and creating shadows. And so you get more detail out of the picture, or the subject in this case, which you can see case in point from this red-winged blackbird. This red-winged blackbird, it's overcast. I just took this, and you can see the details just really pop. There's no real shadows. It's a blackbird, obviously, so it's dark, but you can actually see detail in all that darkness, because there's not really any shadows to distract. So I love this kind of light. I'm going to be showing off more that we can find and give you more tips. So yeah, let's keep moving. So if you've seen any of my videos, you know that I preach getting down to eye level with whatever it is you're photographing in terms of wildlife or birds. But when they're on water and they're waterfowl, it can be a little trickier. There's a few alternatives. There's a few ways to kind of get around that. But the first is that you basically just lie down on your belly against the water, and that puts a lot of depth behind. That gets you really close to eye level. Another one is to bring a tripod, set it down low, and then use the camera's little screen to live preview what you're seeing, so that way you can get low without having to actually lie down. You can sit behind it and still see what you're doing. I did not bring a tripod because the tripod that I use to support that lens is about as heavy as the lens itself, so it's very impractical to walk around with. So I may or may not get down. A lot of these birds, they saw me come in, so they're kind of swimming off. Also, the rain is starting to come in, so might get some rainy shots. But yeah, in terms of getting down low when there's water, it can be a little tricky, but it can be really rewarding. And I don't want to stay out too long in the rain, but I do want to stay out in the rain and find a subject, because getting like little raindrops on a bird or an animal or something like that really gives it a much different drama, much more mood, something just, you know, kind of different and unique, and it really comes out really pretty. So I'm hoping I can get some cooperative birds as the rain starts to come in. So I am sitting here on the bank, and I did just get these Wilson phalaropes, which they started to swim away, but as I sat down, they kind of swam past me. And you can see, again, all the detail just pops out really nicely. I was not able to get down very low. Obviously, you can see there's a lot of grass growing along the bank. So I got as low as I could, just sitting down here. And yeah, the rain looks like it's going to be here in just a few minutes. So I'm going to see what else we can find as the rain kind of comes in. Okay, so it is just starting to rain, and I got this yellow-headed blackbird as it was starting to rain. I don't know if there's any raindrops on it yet because it just started when I started photographing him, but the rain looks to be a little thicker than I was anticipating, so I'm going to start making my way out and see if anybody wants to come out on my way back. But first, I also wanted to point out that if you are going to shoot in the rain or even overcast days, I mainly focus on telephoto shots. I am not putting a wide angle lens on at all. So pretty much the minimum I'm going to shoot I have a 500 on right now, but if I were to have a different lens, the minimum I would go is 100 millimeters, because conditions like this are really good for getting in on details, because you do have that diffused light, so you can capture details. You can capture like more interesting forest scenes without all the broken light and shadows. So you can kind of get more of like a whole forest. You can really zero in on details without a lot of shadows breaking up those details. So on days like this especially, I am constantly using a telephoto lens. And if you do use a telephoto lens, especially if there's rain, you're going to want a lens hood on your camera, because that'll keep the raindrops from getting onto the lens and ruining any shots. So yeah, I'm going to look around, see if there's anything else, and try to get out of here before the rain gets too hard. Just got some nice stuff from those American widgeons and the photos and videos. And a quick reminder, if you do actually want to try and freeze the rain, like capture it still in the photo, you need a really high shutter speed, at least like, you know, a 1600th or 2000th of a second. So something really high to slow it down and actually try to freeze it. Otherwise, it's just going to look like blurs, and it's going to be a little bit more distracting than helpful. So along with those American widgeons, you might have noticed some swallows flying in and out. So I sat down and tried to get a couple of those. And swallows are really hard to capture because they're so small, but they're also so aerodynamic and quick, and they will turn like on a dime. So they can be very challenging, and a lot of times your focus is not going to be able to keep up with how quickly they're moving and changing direction. Tried to get what I could. So yeah, here's a few of those photos and videos that I did manage to get. And fortunately, the rain has not gotten very heavy. It's just like a light sprinkle or consistent drizzle, which is like my favorite kind of rain to photograph wildlife in, because it's not overbearing. It kind of paints everything in a little bit of a dampness, and the little water drops will kind of cling on to the water resistant feathers or fur or things like that. So yeah, this is like a perfect wildlife day. Okay, so the rain is starting to pick up a little bit, but I did get this yellow-headed blackbird, which was really awesome. You can see I did stop the rain. I was at 1/12/50th of a second. You can see it's just streaking a little bit, so I probably could have pushed that shutter speed a little bit quicker to stop it a little bit better. Also, just found this brewer's blackbird, and that looked really cool, and got the rain in that. So yeah, I am trying to get to my car because the rain is definitely getting quicker. Always have a rain jacket if you plan on being out in the rain, or especially if you're carrying camera gear, have some kind of dry cover for your camera. They make them in all different sizes, and they're a great asset to have. So I am along the Moose Wilson Road right now, and I'm just on a little short walkway. It is starting to rain. I just did get this northern yellow warbler though, as it was just starting to rain. I don't even know if I caught any raindrops with it, because it was like literally just started. But yeah, there's a few things here. I'm gonna poke around and see what I can find. Yeah, had a high enough shutter speed, so it should have stopped any rain that was in there. But yeah, you can see again, just this overcast sky, it really helps that color pop and bring more attention to the details of the bird itself instead of where the light is actually shining. So yeah, I'm gonna move around more and see who is back here. I just caught this fox sparrow who was being more cooperative than I'm used to. So I actually almost didn't even recognize him at first. So a beautiful shot of a fox sparrow. And that's the other nice thing about rain, is that birds are a little bit more active in rain. Granted, a downpour is going to be a little bit different, but a nice little sprinkle like this, a little drizzle here and there, a small rain shower, that's going to bring the birds out, especially insect eating birds. And yeah, you get some great opportunities with them, a lot better lighting, much better mood photos. So yeah, I'm going to keep going, see what I can find. I almost had pine siskins, but they just flew off. But yeah, lots more to see. So I suppose this has inadvertently turned into an episode of birding and nerding. I was planning on getting like more wildlife and landscapes and stuff, but yeah, I seem to be going where the birds are, and I'm okay with that. So yeah, I guess that's what we're doing here. Don't see a ton else right now. I'm kind of making my way out. I have another stop I want to make, but I hear a lot of things. I heard an olive-sided flycatcher, which I would love to get a good shot of, but it was kind of across that little bog, so definitely not going to see it, at least not well. But yeah, I'm going to keep looking around and see who else comes out before I head to the next spot. Got another quick shot of a chipping sparrow, which was really pretty. You could see some rain coming down, so that was good. So slowly making my way out. It looks like the clouds are starting to thin, and the rain, well, I would say the rain's taking a break, because I can see it back there and it is coming back in. So there's just a little rain hiatus, but yeah, still beautiful. You can still hear lots of birds out here calling. Definitely trying to find the more cooperative ones, and yeah, I'll just keep moving. Okay, so now I am down here at Blacktail Ponds in Grand Teton National Park. This is a pullout right along the highway, and I've been seeing a few things. Been hearing a lot of yellow warblers, haven't seen too many. But also got some calliope hummingbirds, which I've been trying to get good shots of them, not against the sky, but that's hard because I like to perch at the top of willows. So looking for better opportunities there. But you can see I did get this just a little bit ago. And then also just got a little bit of video of the spotted sandpiper, kind of wading around in the quote-unquote rapids here. So yeah, you can check that out, and I will keep looking around for more stuff. Finally got a great opportunity with a calliope hummingbird just chilling on a branch in front of some evergreen trees in the background. So that was awesome. Check this out. Okay, so I am back in my car, and I finish it off with this broad-tailed hummingbird. Lots of photos and videos. Check this out. And yeah, with that, I am kind of hungry, kind of ready for lunch. So I'm gonna call that a morning. And yeah, I hope you liked this. I hope you found it helpful. Please leave any comments down in the comments below. If you have any questions or comments, if you want to support me, I have links down in the description on how to do that. And you can like and subscribe if you haven't already for lots more content like this. And yeah, I will see you all next time. And thank you all so much for watching.